Come on, I need to tell you something, Miss Reunions. Welcome and welcome back to my channel where I talk about everything that has to do with self-care, lifestyle and productivity. So if that's something you enjoy or would like to see more of, please consider subscribing and leaving a like down below. Today I'm going to talk about something that I've spoken about once in the past on my channel, and that is Depop, or more specifically how to sell fast on Depop as a beginner. Having been there myself and now a top seller, I feel like I can give you some tips. And please do let me know if you'd like me to make a video on how I became a top seller and how long it took me. In my first video, I did touch on the subject, but the difference is I was focused more on anyone that wanted to make sales on Depop. This video rather is more focused on beginners. So if that's something you'd like to watch, please keep on watching. I decided to make this video because recently I got a message from a girl asking me how not only do I make sales on Depop, but also how I get the kind of stocks I get. All items I'm selling on my Depop are handpicked. I've never tried buying in big stock, so if you'd like to know how I choose, like the whole process behind me choosing the items I'm selling on my Depop, like just let me know in the comment section. My points are actually, you know me, genuinely at this point I feel like if you've been watching my video, you know I always have bullet points and bullet points within bullet points, and this video is not going to be different. I have my notebook there in case I keep on looking down. That's what I'm looking at. My points are gonna be separated into like 3 different categories. There'll be like the picture side, the listing side, and finally getting views. So yeah, let's get on with the tips. The first thing you need to do if you want to be selling on Depop, especially selling fast on Depop as a beginner, is to take clear pictures. This is a broken record. I'm sure every video you watch, everyone is going to be saying the same thing, and they do say that because it is true. You're not gonna like make sales if no one can first of all see what's in the pictures, and second of all if like the item doesn't look nice. And genuinely, I'm even telling that to myself because sometimes I do upload pictures on Depop with the item wrinkled. Please do not do that. Let the item be the best of itself before you decide to upload it online. You want someone to want it, and if it's not something you yourself would want, imagine going into a shop and seeing an item that maybe has stains over it or is wrinkled and things like that. You wouldn't want to buy it. Taking clear pictures and having a nice item to take clear pictures of, and I'm not even saying like get the nicest items, just like your own item, you can make them look nice. You have to remember as well that Depop crops pictures. The pictures are gonna come in square, so when you take your pictures, remember that. Something that is also important with Depop is the description box. I will try to link it in the description down below, but Depop has come up with its own guide as to how you should be uploading pictures or like writing your description. Basically, they have things in the description they would like to see, things like measurement. Personally, I don't give measurements when it comes to tops. If someone requests it, I will give it to them, but for bottoms it's a must. The first line of your description, how you call your item, kind of is a keyword. That's what Depop is gonna use to classify you in each category. Everyone will tell you hashtags on Depop are a must. For beginners, I would say like you don't necessarily have to worry about the style of pictures. There are 3 different ways of uploading your pictures. It's either try-on, either what is it called? I'll insert the name because I don't remember it. That's what I mostly do, and it's very sad that I don't remember. Or you're doing hangers. The type of pictures you take in the beginning is not really important, but I would say even if you decide to go for hangers or the second type, there's something that is really common. If you go on sites like H&M or Zara, you're more likely to want to buy an item if you see it modeled on someone. But if it's not modeled, you won't know how it's gonna look like on you. Even with Depop, you also need to have this kind of mindset, like someone would want to know what it looks like on you. But if you can't, or if you don't want to, you genuinely don't have to. I've sold items in the past without actually trying them on, without uploading measurements. Oh, also when you're modeling your own pictures, editing it is good, I guess. I use Lightroom. There's so many applications you can use, like basically think application you use on Instagram, you can use it for Depop because it's kind of easy to a reselling Instagram app. You don't have to do much. I would just like work a bit with the brightness. I will crop the picture so there's nothing behind me. I would maybe play around with the contrast, and I love grainy pictures, so I'll try to add like a bit of grain. But recently I've not been doing a lot of modeling pictures. As a recap, the things to keep in mind are taking clear pictures. You can use any phone you have, it doesn't matter, it's just good editing, good lighting. Also with hangers, I would like advise to use maybe a clear background behind you, but it's not necessary. A lot of people do hangers with vibrant background, anything that is gonna make people just want to go and check what's going on in the picture, that would work. So genuinely, just be creative. One application I recommend, actually, if you're trying to take Depop seriously, is Photo Room. I use it a lot. I don't actually have the pro version. It's good to have a pro version. It's actually a good investment. But now let's go back to just beginners. The second thing I'm going to talk about is listing. That's not really important when you're starting first, but that's something I feel like I should still say. It is to list at particular times. There are actually some times that work best, and that would be in the afternoon, around 12 p.m. when people are taking their breaks of work or school, maybe 2 p.m. as well, and like, you know, they're just on their phones. They might go and check Depop or whatever apps they would like to buy items from. Early in the morning, around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., and definitely in the evening, like around 7 p.m, 8 p.m, or 10 p.m. 10 p.m for me is the sweet spot. The second point I'm going to mention when it comes to listing is to space the amount of times you list your items. Like, don't list all of them the same day at the same moment. And you know, actually that's very funny, because I feel like when you're a beginner and you're starting, it's gonna be really difficult for you to just sit down in one setting, and if you have 50 items you've just taken pictures of, to sit down and list all of them. Remembering how it was for me as a beginner on Depop, taking the pictures is not hard, it's listing that is hard. So I try to make my life really easy. You know, it's easy to like go on a rampant, like wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to sell all items I don't like in my wardrobe, take all the pictures, and then stay on your phone for days and you don't even do anything with it, because you actually have to proactively go and list. So I feel like this is not even a tip I should be giving, but I would like to just give it, because the way the algorithm works is when you post items, you pushed up. So the more you list items, the more you're gonna be pushed up. But if you list them all on the same day at the same moment, you're gonna have that influx at that moment, and then it's dead. Depending on how quickly you want to do it, you can do 5 each day or 3 each day, or you can do like 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. There's also this thing that Depop does where you can copy your listing. I don't think it copies the pictures, but it copies the whole description, and you can just recycle the description with every other item, especially if your items are similar. I think one last thing I'm gonna mention when it comes to listing, which I hadn't put in my note but is really important, is as a beginner you have to know that you need to be refreshing. And refreshing on Depop is fairly easy. Just click on the item, click on edit the item, and save it. On Depop it's called bumping, and basically what it does is more people are posting items on Depop, the more the old items are like going at the back. So when you refresh, your item essentially goes up. We've been trying to make it not important, but because we also used to doing it, no one is stopping it, so it's still very important. Now the last thing when it comes to selling fast on Depop as a beginner is getting the views. You know, you don't get the views, you're not gonna make the sale, so you need to find a way to get the views. I want to mention social media. When you're a beginner on Depop and you're not trying to take it seriously, you're just trying to clean out your closet, unless you think you might have some friends, you know, or you have a good amount of followers, then please do post it on your social media. It can be your Instagram, your TikTok, even Twitter, anything will work. But another way to get views is to socialize. It's not going to be very difficult for you to learn how to navigate it when you start. It's literally, you see pictures, you see people, you follow people, you like pictures, you save pictures, you know, like socializing I think is a good thing to do. And to be honest, this is gonna sound like a bad advice, but I think as a beginner it will help you a lot. Just like try to get followers, like people that sell similar items as yours, you know, depending on what you're selling. If you have a lot of vintage items, or you're making your own items, or you have a lot of fast fashion, just go on people that have similar like items and just like follow them, follow people that follow them, follow people that have like the items, you know, just socialize. I won't say go on a follow spree because I don't think it's a good way to start. You might get shadow banned. Liking also helps a lot. It will boost people. If like they are not like huge sellers, they would go and check your page, and if they like something they might buy it. The next tip I'm gonna give is to be careful with your price. Once again, I'm gonna differentiate between someone who wants to take it full time and someone who's just selling things out of the closet. And for me, when I started with Depop, my prices were so low. I look at them now and actually I'm wondering how I was making money. But remember, that wasn't really what I wanted. I didn't want to make a lot of money. I just wanted to get rid of items on my closet and make some money in the process. If you're trying to take it full time, please don't put your price low. Starting with low prices is gonna put you in a particular bracket that is gonna be difficult to escape from. I'm trying to escape from that bracket now because I do sell my items relatively cheap compared to most top sellers that have sold or are selling the same items as me, which is I think now I'm in 1,400 and something items sold. What I would sell for £20, they're selling it for 30 or 40. I'm trying to escape that bracket, but I do like giving people cheaper prices rather than like overcharging them, because I'm always looking for a good bargain. So I'm thinking, what good bargain can I be giving someone else? Okay, let's close that bracket. Anyways, if you want to see my Depop, I'm going to link it in the description below. So those were all the tips I've come up with in this video. If you'd like to see a part 2 or you would like to see more tips, or just like comment, I really rush this because genuinely I have somewhere to be and I feel like I'm gonna be late now. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having an amazing day or evening. If you've made it through here, thank you. If you haven't, it's fine. I love you still. And you guys, I love you. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing or leaving a like. It helps a lot with growing the channel. Up until next time. Love you, les amours.